This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and that far. We keeping the foot on the wood. Oh, geeks. We keeping the foot on the wood. Oh, geeks, man. Like the Tibetan mastiff that I am, man. Like the Siberian tiger that I am, I'm applying what? Unlimited pressure. Because pressure does what? Heat versus pipes. Let's talk about it, man. Now we can officially say, we can unequivocally say, we can emphatically say that Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury can now come in and save the day. This is what He Knows Everything was talking about. And a prediction. He Knows Everything told you guys that Errol Spence was the face of boxing. He was the cash cow of boxing. Now that he has an eye injury, now that he has a torn retina, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury could come in and swoop in and save the day. Because Errol Spence ain't there. This right here proves emphatically what He Knows Everything was talking about. The rush hour of boxing is not happening. Manny Pacquiao's fighting your Dennis Ugas. So now we have a situation where Deontay Wilder, as the number 2 that he's always been at his truest and his most properest levels, because he's always been a close number 2 after Errol Spence, pretty much distanced himself to a far number 2 behind Errol Spence after taking a pay to lose, after taking a glove gate, after taking a boxing stainage. I hope he can reciprocate himself. I hope he can rehab himself. I hope he can rebound himself. I hope he can basically get himself to a place to where he can win this fight. I'm rooting for him. You know me, I'm always going to root for my own. I just didn't like the pay to lose situation. I didn't like the stainage. I didn't like the fact that he had to go out like a sucker. I don't like shit like this. Things like this don't sit well with me as a boxing fan. When you see a fighter have to basically do a pay to lose via glove gate, it's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, But I'm going to push that to the side. I'm going to root for Deontay Wilder because I believe that Deontay Wilder will win this fight. Although I'm not a fan of the new trainer, because I don't believe the new trainer that he has is the guy. But I saw Jay Diaz somewhere around there, probably as an assistant coach. So that still gives me somewhat of confidence. If I didn't see Jay Diaz in one of those pictures as still being part of Deontay Wilder's team, I would have been completely fearful of the outcome of this fight. Clearly, Jay Diaz's voice is being rained upon it with Deontay Wilder. He's basically still having a powerful voice in that camp. So because of that, and the fact that Jay Diaz is the reason why Deontay Wilder, I don't care what anybody has to say, contrary to what any of these supposed black boxing community fan bases have to say, Jay Diaz was right there in his corner in every one of those successful wins that Deontay Wilder had. Now, if he wasn't there, I could understand Mark Breland is no longer there anymore. They did Mark Breland fucking dirty. Even though Mark Breland told the cold-hearted, even though he told the unadulterated, and even he told the cutthroat true teller fashion, they did his ass dirty. Real fucking dirty. It is what it is. That's boxing for you. Boxing will do motherfuckers dirty. It is what it is. It's basically the sport that it is for a reason, because motherfuckers like to do motherfuckers dirty. But when it's all said and done, when we calling a spade, when we keeping it real, we keeping it a buck, and we keeping it 1,000, we have to ask ourselves delineations. We have to ask ourselves distinctions. We have to ask ourselves gulfs and separation. And what is that? That Jay Diaz is still there. So because he's still there, there is a marginal room for Deontay Wilder to still pull this shit off. Tyson Fury now has so much precarious situations going on. Family, birth, you know what I'm saying? Like children, birth, childbirth. You know, he doesn't know if he wants to pull out of this fight, pull into this fight. Because of all of those parameters that's associated with the likes of a Tyson Fury, I believe unquestionably, unequivocally, and without fail, because of all of these circumstances, because of all of these precarious situations, it boils in the favor of Deontay Wilder. And Bomb Squad will be reactivated once again. My only thing is, Deontay Wilder will get his rehabilitation. He will get his resurrection. He will get his reinvigoration. He will get basically what we would say his reignition. But the stainage will not ever leave him, because it will always be known that a crackhead got a pay to lose via glove gate off of him. The dent in the skull confirms it. It basically certifies it. It basically authorizes it. It basically approves it. It basically calibrates it, and it basically gives authority to it. That when it's all said and done, Deontay Wilder should have never did what Deontay Wilder did in that precarious situation. And that is basically taking a boxing glove gate of a situation. When it's all said and done, Deontay Wilder is not what people think that he is. He's actually a pretty good fucking brother. I don't have an issue with Deontay Wilder. I never did. My only fucking issue, and it's a valid issue, it's a certifiable issue, it's a authorizable issue, and it is basically what we would say a verifiable issue, is that as a brother, you can't afford to take a pay to fucking lose. A pay to lose leaves a stainage on your boxing career. But he can rehab from this. It's unfortunate that he had to basically be part of the boxing three-pronged monster of economics, politics, and pugilism to get this back. It's unfortunate that he had to find himself in this precarious situation to get back what has been lost to him. But when it's all said and done, I believe in Deontay Wilder. I believe in what Deontay Wilder brings to the table. I believe in the fact that Deontay Wilder can come back from the burying of the ashes. Like the phoenix, he can rise above the ashes, and he can prove to all the Rudy fucking Poo and Plum brains, he can prove to all the classic notes and troglodytes, he can prove to all the fucking ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetorics that when it's all said and done, he can figure this shit out. The question is Deontay Wilder in the mindset? I did not like the headphones. I've never seen Deontay Wilder have headphones on. Andre Ward, the unofficial Airfield fighter, was right in pointing that out. The next press conference, I don't want to fucking see headphones. I want to see you activating Bomb Squad. I want to see the Bronze Bomber activated, because that in of itself was enough. The first fight told me it was enough. The question was, what happened to that luster? What happened to that allure? What happened to that prestige? What happened to that ultimate confidence? A guy who basically used to cite, if ye ask, ye shall receive. If ye search, ye shall find. If ye knock, the door shall be open unto thee. These are the things that made He Knows Everything love Deontay Wilder. The fact that he had an abundance mindset, the ultimate belief. But we know these things started to go away when Telly Swift started showing up, because she doesn't fit the identity of what this brother stands behind. These things started going away when he started succumbing to supposed black boxing community fan bases and not listening to Al Heyman's advice. Not trying to fall up under Floyd Mayweather, bend the proverbial fucking knee, kiss the ring while he was at it. Not listen to people that was actually in his favor. But he wanted to listen to Rudy fucking Poo and Plum brains, classic fucking dotes and troglodytes, ultra fucking fanboys with the ultra fucking fanboy rhetorics. And they found him in this precarious situation of a glove gate, of a paid to lose stainage. When it's all said and done, I'm still resting my hopes on Deontay Wilder. I have not given hope on him. I'm heavily disappointed. I'm not gonna front. I'm heavily disappointed in that boxing glove gate of a paid to lose stainage, but I'm not gonna lose hope in this brother, because I believe this will be his resurrection. And God doesn't make mistakes. This is a blessing in disguise, because now Errol the True Spence has now given you the full green light for this year to look on your end of the stick. This is the power of Errol the True Spence. Now Errol the True Spence is out of the way. Now you can reign supreme. The question is, are you ready mentally? Are you ready from a holistic standpoint? Are you ready from an emotional standpoint to get the fucking job done? I believe it. When I saw J. Diaz still in that corner, I had all my faiths restored in Deontay Wilder. If I did not see J. Diaz, I would have said no. Because a guy in Malik Scott, who you knocked the fuck out, he is not authorized, calculated, verified, and certified to train you. I still believe it. But because I see J. Diaz in that fucking corner now, I'm believing that Deontay Wilder is going to get the job done. That's the cold-hearted. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth teller fashion. I keeps the foot on the what? On the geeks. I keeps the foot on the what? On the geeks. This is He Knows Everything. Checking out.